Welcome to this tutorial on using Theme 2. In this video we'll be focusing primarily on the pre-configured form items and what we can do with those to create our own applications. Before we take a look in more detail, let's take a moment to understand the structure of a typical page. This diagram illustrates the two main components. First of all, we have a Windows control component and then we'll have a main content component. It's important to understand this, as these depict how items will be laid out on our screen. Next, we have inside our component a header 1 component and then the body. The body will contain all of our tiles, and we'll see that in the next image. We can see here this particular body has one tile. However, we can add multiple tiles to the body should we need to. And the way that Theme 2 is designed, each tile will lay out next to each other with a 5 pixel gap. So what does this look like overall? We have our Windows controls and our main content. These two can be split into separate panes if necessary. The content is split into a header and a body. The body will contain all of the tiles, and then the tiles themselves will contain a header section, a tile body section where the content of your application will be displayed, and a footer section which will have your control buttons. So let's see what this looks like in FixFlow. Here I have a simple example dashboard. I've unlocked it. Now to see the structure, all I need to do is right click on any item and say find in Explorer. This opens the repository and shows me the structure that I've clicked on. Let's reduce these down and we'll walk through step by step. We have the parent form at the top, and we have our Windows controls, referred to as form controls here, and we have our form content. Inside the form content, we have a header, a body tile holder, and some hidden fields. The hidden fields are used to store attributes that we need for our applications but don't necessarily want to display to the end user. Inside the body tile, we'll see we have our tile, and if we had more than one tile, those would appear here in order. And inside the tile, we'll see we have our header 2, our tile content container, and our tile footer. So that's the structure in FixFlow, and that's how you access it using the repository. Now let's look at using some of the components. We'll begin by creating a splash screen. This is a complete form that can be used as a landing page for any of your applications. The way that I'll do this is I'll create myself a new dashboard. I'll have it open maximized, and I'll leave the rest of the options as they are. We now have a blank dashboard. I'll open up my palette, and from the app builder section I will drag in the splash screen. And there we go, we've created our first splash screen. Next, we'll take a look at the form complete. This is a complete form containing all of the elements for a standard dashboard and including one tile. So again, here we're going to create ourselves another dashboard. Give it a useful name. And now we'll go back to our palette and add in the complete form. We've created our first dashboard with a single tile, and now we can start to do more things using the components that we have. Next, let's have a look at the form content inner. Similar to the form complete, but it excludes the Windows controls. So this can be used if you're separating out your Windows controls from your main content. Here I'm going to split my dashboard by adding a horizontal bar. And this will give me a completely fresh area to start. Now because the form inner is complete, I can just drag it straight onto my dashboard and drop it, give it a name, and we're ready to go. Next we'll look at the form pop-out. This is intended to be a standalone dashboard for data entry or to display more information in a smaller window. As it's a standalone form, we'll put it into its own dashboard. So I'll create a new dashboard. Now I know that this form has Windows controls built in, so I'm not going to show the Windows controls on this dashboard. Now I have our dashboard. I'll move back to my palette and add into this the form pop-out. And there we have it, our pop-out dashboard. Now it's worth noting on this particular form, it's been designed so that we have a grab handler at the top. And if I lock my layout, I can see that I'm able to drag by clicking and holding on that top bar. Now let's create a confirmation box using the form confirmation component. This is the smallest complete form and creates a dashboard that is designed to service binary options such as cancel or confirm, yes or no. It just provides you with a means of styling a message rather than using the default ones that come with the product. First we'll need to create a new dashboard. I'll leave the default options selected. And now from my palettes, I'll drag in the form confirmation. This will create my confirmation message. However, we can resize it if necessary, and we can also add or remove these Windows controls if we wanted to. Finally, let's now look at creating our form comments. To do this, we'll move back to our example dashboard at the back. Here I'm going to add a new pane. And I'm going to navigate up to Comments Complete and drag that into my new pane. Give this a sensible name. A complete comment section will be added to my dashboard. This can be resized as necessary, and we can set up the actions to open up additional dashboards if we wanted to. In the next video, we'll take a look at some more of these components and enrich our dashboards even more.